Hi, everybody. This is John Reneski, and as you may know, Jim Samuel's new single, When I Look at You, the vocalist featured on that is Darryl F. Walker. And recently, Darryl was interviewed by the Moth FM over in Great Britain and talked about his experience working with Jim. It's quite interesting. Let's take a listen as Darryl talks to the Moth about the whole experience.
So that was Darryl Walker with Hold Me, that he held the #1 spot with the Moth FM for 14 weeks, a record-breaking situation. And that went from mid-October 2015 into January 2016. And then, of course, just around Christmas time, with his #1 hit at Christmas with Rebecca Jade, A Christmas to Remember, he held the #1 spot for 2 weeks. And now here we are, 6 weeks later. He's brought out a brand new single, When I Look at You. Darryl, nice to get you on the phone. What can you tell us about this new single?
When I Look at You is a song that Jim Samuel put together for his son after his son announced he was to be married. It was his gift to his son, and he had been following my career, and he got in contact with me and specifically wanted to use my vocal on this tune. And I said, well, I'd be happy to do that. Just send it over, and I'll review it and let you know if it's something I can work with. And I heard it, and I thought, okay, yeah, we can do this. So essentially, I recorded the vocals here in California, in Los Angeles, and sent them to him via Hightail compressed file. And he and his team of folks over in Maryland dropped that vocal into the track and mixed it and mastered it the way that you hear it now.
It's a very soulful, sensual piece. I don't know, there's something about it, it's very haunting. Do you feel that yourself?
It is. I did feel that myself. And he sent me the demo track, and the gentleman that did that, he pretty much laid it down in a way that made it very easy for me to see what Jim was really after, because we did have a conversation about what he was looking for, but having that reference helped a lot, because the way that song was put together is not my typical way of interpreting something, but it was a good experience because I got a chance to do something different than I normally would do, and in a lower key. I usually don't sing in keys that low, but it was fine, and it lent itself to the track and its concept, so it turned out better than I expected, and Jim was thrilled, so that would explain why he's getting behind it and treating it as a single on this latest project of his.
Yeah, it comes to me as being something that's going to be quite successful, certainly with our listeners. Well, they like you anyway, but just this piece is, I think it'll be quite successful.
I like them.
Well, indeed, they're the ones that got you to #1 twice before.
Exactly.
And
it's really one of those things where you just have to. As an artist, it's really important to be appreciative of the people that not only buy your music, but promote your music through saying what they like about it to their friends and, and so forth, creating that buzz. The buzzword is buzz. It's something that I think about every time I conceptualize, compose, and then ultimately record and release something. I'm always thinking about them and what they've shown me they like about what I do. Try to remove myself from the equation as much as possible so that I remain true to what it is that people like about what I do. And that's not always easy, as you well know, because artists tend to work in a silo sometimes, and they, not deliberately, but they tend to discount outside input, and then, you're playing a game where if you haven't considered other people's input, and you release something, it's going to miss the mark because you haven't quite considered everything that's there.
Yeah, understood. We have quite a wide audience, as I'm sure you're aware, with Worldwide Station. But most of the people that voted for you, certainly over Christmas, was from the Asian Japanese market. The Moth FM tends to get out to those people easier than most other radio stations. I'm not quite sure why, except for the fact that, of course, we're a chat-free and commercial-free station, so we're heard by more people because you haven't got the distractions of Pirelli tyres or Avis Rent-A-Car. Should I say those things? I'm advertising for them, aren't I?
Don't say them until they're paying you.
Oh, that's the way to do it. Yeah. But it's getting out to those markets, and it's obviously good for you as well as your home-based market in
Sure.
America and Europe. So what else have you got on the horizon?
It's really interesting. This year has opened up quite a bit already. So we've done the Jim Samuel collaboration, and there will probably be more coming from that partnership because Jim and I work well together, even though we've never even met each other in person. I suspect that there will be more. Then you could also look forward to new music from Keith Andrew Silverman and me. We've already completed 2 tracks, and we're going to be recording more that we're going to be taking up to the Sonoma, Napa Valley area where he's from, and also down here in San Diego where I am, as well as all points beyond, whatever opens up. Then in addition to that, there's going to be music from me personally for my solo project, the Darryl Walker Band, or Darryl F. Walker, the same project that Hold Me has come from. We'll be doing more of that because I have about 3 singles ready to release for that project. And then there's also East Bay Soul. We're going to be embarking on another recording process for a new record. So there will be that. And then also Alan Glass of the UK. He's an American living in London. He and I are going to get together and finalize a project that we're going to do together. More recording of wonderful songs that he's written that I'm going to collaborate with him on, vocally as well as instrumentally. And I think there's one more project that I'm not through formulating yet, so I'm not going to really speak about it, but there's yet another thing coming, and it's going to be, I'm going to make an announcement about that a little later in the year.
God, there's no stopping you, is there?
There isn't. There isn't.
So, are you going to turn the Hold Me EP into a full-blown album?
I'm going to do that. That's one of the things that I'm concentrating on. There's a number of songs I'm working on for that will be added to it to augment it, and then before I release it, I'm going to go back into the studio, most likely Westlake Studios of Hollywood, or West Hollywood.
Are they paying you?
You mean, am I paying them?
Yeah.
That's a hit-making place, boy. I tell you, they have a long history. Michael Jackson and a bunch of other notables. But I'm going to go in there and remix and remaster the entire project as well as the new songs. So it's going to be nice. Yeah, I may start a GoFundMe campaign for that one because I've been financing all my own endeavors for the last 4 years, and I've about tapped out.
Yeah, it's not cheap, unfortunately. But
No,
it's as with everything.
Right.
Well, it's as with everything, isn't it? I mean, quality, unfortunately, costs. Anyone can buy crap.
Yes.
So, Darryl Walker, it's been a pleasure having you with us today, and we'll play out with your new
Always
song.
my pleasure.
All right,
Thank
you
you,
take
sir.
care of yourself.